there's something that Coach Rule talks a lot about, and I don't think coaches understand it till they get here, but all the noise around the program, that's something you really have to avoid.
Yeah, it's
you guys have lived it, I know, but.
I didn't like it then. I like it even less now.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
but I think
I'm just being honest.
But it's funny, and nowadays it's so much easier to hear the noise because there's so many different avenues.
It's following you around.
I mean, DB, you're older than me. Wait, no,
Barely.
So
I mean,
you
what's
gotta-
15 years?
Right, you know, but just, you know, how to make the viewers aware, right?
Right,
yeah.
Morning.
You know, you got to pick up a paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But same with us, but, you know, social media was just kind of coming around.
Sure.
Talk show radio was just kind of getting going again. Now, I mean, everyone has a voice and everyone has opinions, and you can find them just as easily. It takes a lot of power and, you know, just to shut it all off,
Yeah.
not pay attention. But it's really hard this day, and it's different, man. Everywhere's different, and this place is definitely different in a good way, though. I think it's a good thing that people care. People care about this program, want to see success, but also all these people get frustrated as well and get apathetic. But I don't think we're there quite yet.
Well, that's what Dannon said. He wanted to go to a place where people care, and they do care at a really high level. But how difficult is what Dana Holgorsen did coming in, like Coach Rule said, he learned a new language, right? Talking about writing in Italian. How difficult was he that he did in like 10, 11 days?
I'm very familiar with Spanish, so I don't know how difficult that would have been. But
This was Italian, he was saying, though. I don't
they're
know
very,
Italian.
they're similar. That's
Okay, yeah, they're Romantic languages.
Thank
Yep.
you. You know, listen, it's hard because you spend. I just try to wait it to like learning names in a classroom.
Sure.
And understanding my curriculum, right? You first get started in teaching, you're in the classroom. The language barrier is incredible. And so when you want to go fast and you want to do things, like just command of the language is number one. Then you have to see, okay, well, what do they do? All right, well, who does what and what are their names? I think it's incredibly difficult. I was glad he re-explained the story of the timeline because I got a chance to put it against what I saw. I said for the first handful of days, he didn't say a word. He was
crunching
watching
tape.
and
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
And he affirmed that today. I'm like, yeah, it's much more difficult than people think.
So they've had 36 opportunities. You've probably seen the number out there to score when tied or trailing on the last drive. They've only scored 3 times, only won 1 game. How do you get over this hump on these last drives?
It's tough. I've been a part. I mean, I had success, and I put games I've been a part of where defensively need to make a play, and we were able to make plays offensively. You know, I just always think back to the 06 game at Texas A&M, the last second drive.
Purify.
You know, the fade route to Purify, like that wasn't looking good. I had a horrible feeling about that watching that silent, but we had guys show up and make plays. Here's I mean, what you have to do, and I know people might not be happy with this answer, but you got to keep putting yourself in these positions, and then hopefully the tide will turn, and you get to bounce the ball. You get someone just finally makes a play, Banks, Nao, or Fedoni, whoever, Dylan, whoever it is. Someone just got to. When you get in that situation, someone has to make a play. It's not coaching. Someone has to step up, and whatever play is called, execute it to your best ability. And if you got to go up and get that ball. You got to break a tackle, whatever it is. Step in the pocket and defend off a defensive end. Someone just got to step up and make a play, and they'll get there eventually. But it obviously, very, very frustrating that it's taken. They've had so many opportunities with such few success. Being so unsuccessful.
We've talked about this a lot. A lot of these young kids now, they go through a lot of big games when they're very young, AAU, whatever sport it is, and I think they learn how to win. They learn how to get over the hump. Making a play sounds so simple, but in turn, and both you guys have made that play, knocking the ball down one time can make all the difference in the game.
Yeah, it could be something as and this one got overlooked, but you know what teams would have done with that strip sack from Ty Robinson?
Yeah,
score.
Bear would have scored. He scoop scored on that one. So sometimes when you're just happy to make the play, like the self-awareness can kind of get away from you, or you're in cover 3 and you're a deep third guy, right? You're deep third, right? It's elementary.
Right.
Deep is the deepest man in my zone. But it's like, hey, I got to make a play. I got to make the play, right? We've got to get out of this thing where we think that every play we make, to the good or to the bad, is like the ultimate referendum on the game. And it's not. It's a lot easier to make those plays real time when you're just playing free in the moment. And sure, it's like, oh, DB, you can just say those kinds of things. Well, it's not like I haven't been there either, right? So the best way, I'm giving you the answers to the test is to just stay in the moment. When you fast forward to the situation and you're like, now if this happens, this is what when you do that, you're second to second. That's the easiest way to be perfect.
I remember a game against Millard South you guys were playing a couple years ago, and they got a big score. All the momentum was going their way. Kickoff return by Dom Rizak turned the whole emotion about the whole game.
We had
turned
no
around.
business winning that.
Yeah, no business
right?
winning it.
So
It takes
like I've seen it.
one
It
guy
can
makes a
happen.
play.
And it's so easy. I think as a fan, you looking at this and you put, because you can feel it, right? You can feel the energy change, momentum change. But the last thing you can do as a coach and a player, you don't want to put a certain situation on a pedestal and make it more important than the other ones. I mean, DB said it, like it's every play, doesn't matter if it's the first or the 62nd, it's the same concept, the same mindset. It's what you've done Monday through Friday in practice is the same thing you want to do on Saturdays.
Yeah.
You can't separate those things and say it's more important than anything else. No, it's such a simple process, but it's such a hard thing to totally to understand and do it. But again,
do
you
your
have to
1 of
keep-
11.
Right.
Do your job and keep putting yourself in that situation. Hopefully, you're going to get those opportunities to make those plays finally.
Game management, timeout management, that's a huge part of the game. You know that. The situation where they decide they're going to maybe fake the punt, change their mind, they call timeout, then they go back out there, decide not to go for it, didn't try to get them a jump off. What'd you take out of that?
I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just desensitized. I thought that was much ado about nothing, right? Because I understood. I said this real time on the radio show. I think they wanted a look, right? I think they wanted the fake. They didn't get it. And when you put the offense back on the field like you're thinking you're going to go for it, you talked yourself out of it. I don't really have a ton of problems.
What about trying to get them to jump? Like, that's just something, you go back out there, maybe you're not going to run it because you didn't get the look, but at least try to do the clap or something, go under center, try to get them to jump.
We've seen that.
Yeah,
right?
and USC actually wasn't very disciplined in the game.
I guess that of all the things that I would pick at that Nebraska could have done differently, that's way down on the list.
4th and 3, 39-yard line. I think if they've been winning games, he goes for that.
Yeah, and that's who he wants to be.
Yeah.
Like I think that when he gets over the hump, and I believe that he will, I think he's going to be a handful because he keeps receipts, and sometimes they come up a little too often, but he will be a guy that will stay on the gas.
My only problem with that situation is you have your punt teams out, you have a fake punt, they come out and punt safe. This is just normal defenses out there.
Right.
Why instead of calling timeout, why can't you just have a backup play? Say, let's just punt it. It's in punt safe. Let's just do what we normally have done
I think
so many times this year.
they were going to go for it.
Right, but that's fine. But can't you just say, okay, this is not the look? You can audible just a normal punt. No one's rushing anyways. It's punt safe.
So why I think they didn't, and I'd have to go back. That's a fantastic question. And I thought about that in my head, and I just got lazy to go back and look at the personnel. You don't want to make a mistake with Branch. So I think
and it was 2 wide receivers wide, by the way.
But they're
Two
still on
starting
punt
wide
safe.
receivers.
I've been on punt safe as a defensive guy.
I understand. I coach it. I get it. I just think.
You're right. They did have starting wide receivers as gunners.
Yeah,
Banks out there.
I think they were a little worried about not having the right
that makes
personnel.
from a personnel standpoint.
Yeah.
Banks,
Because that's a good question.
Yeah,
right?
To me, it seems so
He's-
simple to be like, hey, let's not
Just
look,
eat
let's just punt it,
right? Yeah.
or kick it out of bounds, whatever it is. But yeah, it's
I think you're worried that somehow they're going to return the ball.
Let's talk about what Sierra Wright did, the game he had. Goes home. Obviously, he had all kinds of energy going back there to the place he left. Gets the pick six, gets the block field goal.
You know why I like Sierra Wright? It's not even because it doesn't really have anything to do with the caliber of player he is. It's the fact that he embraces the next moment. It's never too big for him. It's not like, he's always perfect or he's always, sometimes he just kind of goes rogue a little bit.
Take chances, that's what I
But he plays with maximum effort. And I like the fact that, especially in football, I'd like to do this in life more. He solves problems with aggression.
Yeah.
And in football, you get a
It's a
chance.
great outlet for it.
Right?
It's a
In
great
football,
outlet.
you get a chance to do that. That's my favorite thing about him.
Yeah, he chose to solve it with violence. I've heard that before.